Hi guys, and welcome back to the LINA BHUDIA podcast. If you are new here, please subscribe, like, comment and turn on that notification button so you get notified every time I upload new content. So I'm using a new mic this time and I really hope the sound quality is better than my previous uploads, because in some of my previous uploads it kind of sounded like my voice at times was a little bit muffled and the mic was picking up my breath and static on certain vocal sounds. So I hope this one will sound better. I've not spent big money on brand new podcast equipment. There's nothing fancy here. This is literally a mic that I brought off Amazon and actually forgot that I even had it. So I found it, I'm going to try it out, use it, and hopefully we'll get a better quality podcast. So the past week has flown by, and one of the biggest things to happen in the social media land was Jeffree Star's Do What's Right video. So in a lovely wide-angled video showcasing his glamorous house, or which I think was his house. It was a glamorous looking space anyway. He was sat on a great big massive couch in a pink gown, like a baby pink nighty gown, like a bathrobe type thing, which was super weird. Like, why didn't he just dress properly like a regular person? I'm assuming he put thought into the video, and I just wonder what the rationale to the pink robe was. So that was completely random. Anyway, he posted the video a week ago on the 19th of July, and currently the video has over 11 million views. And this is the video that everyone has been waiting for in relation to the drama, or the situation as Jeffree calls it, involving Tati, James Charles, Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. And Tati, if you remember in her last video concerning all of this, said that we should expect Jeffree to respond in a big way and be ready to forgive the people that he would attempt to cancel. And I kind of feel like she double played him a little bit here in quite a smart, calculated perhaps way, because now if he comes out all guns blazing, showcasing these receipts to prove his innocence, prove that he was right all along, he would basically be doing exactly what she said he would, and most likely he doesn't want what she is saying to be proved true, unless he's going to admit that he has done the things that she's saying, which he doesn't, by the way. So yeah, I kind of feel like she cornered him into this position where he can't go off on one because, well, simply because she said that he would, and he can't be showing to be doing what she said he would, if that makes sense. So yeah, she totally cornered him, and I think he's kind of played the game that she may have wanted him to play, actually. So he basically opens up with telling us that he's done a lot of self-reflection during his silence, because people have been wondering why he has been so quiet and why he hasn't responded and why he hasn't had Shane Dawson's back when Shane has been basically copping the flack through all this. And he basically says that he didn't want to do what he's done in the past, which is just to grab his phone and kind of in the moment talk out of emotions or anger, which just reminded me of Shane Dawson's response when he went live on Instagram Live as he watched Tati's video, and in my opinion didn't help himself in the matter because he looked so panicked in a guilty way, kind of like he'd been caught out there. So maybe Jeffree's approach on this occasion is the right one, and perhaps a bit more thoughtful on his part. So one thing that really stood out for me is when he talks about how he won't be sharing the receipts, and he specifically says, today I will not. And that kind of made me think, well, he's left it open to release whatever receipts it is that he has. He's just not going to do it today. It was an interesting choice of words, and one that makes it sound like he's taken the high road, but he can easily get out of it when or if he does decide to release those receipts, because basically he said that he wouldn't release them on that day. That's the exact words that he picked. He wasn't going to release them today. So, I mean, maybe he's using his own clever wording there, but we'll find out. We'll see what happens as this progresses on. We know his lawyers are involved. We know Tati's lawyers are involved, and we'll see what comes of it. And another thing that stood out, which quite a few people have pointed out, is how he tells us to remind him to take accountability of his own actions, but then he switched off the comments to the video, so people can't actually do that. People can't do the thing that he's telling them to do, which was, I mean, it says a lot. Sometimes when people don't say anything or don't allow you to say anything, that says a lot. So it was interesting that he would say that and then switch the comments off. I also found that he kept talking about past mistakes and reflecting on his actions, but he doesn't actually say what he's done. He talks about getting mixed up in drama, but doesn't say or give details as to what he did. He's pretty vague, and when he gets to his apology to James Charles, he just says that he wants to apologise for the words that he said and the actions that he has done, but he doesn't say what words and what actions. It's like he's distanced himself to the thing that he's apologising for. So to me, it just doesn't come across as a sincere apology, because he's not acknowledging what specifically he has done. And maybe he just assumes that people watching will know, but if you're going to apologise publicly, I think you should make it clear what you are apologising for, because if someone was to just stumble across this video, it doesn't sound like that big a deal. It doesn't sound serious. But the accusations that have been made about James Charles, they are serious. And then Jeffree also says something very similar to what Tati said in her video, which was that she believed what other people were telling her and got gassed up by that, and acknowledged that basically that was wrong, because they should have just called James and spoken to him first, but didn't, and that was a mistake. Now, others have said it, and I'm just going to repeat it. Let us not forget that these people are in their 30s. 30s, acting like little 15-year-olds. They are in their 30s. Like this whole, I got gassed up by others and I should have asked you, that whole excuse is pathetic in the highest way possible. You people are in your 30s and try to destroy a 19-year-old. It's so embarrassing. It's so sad. Like, that's just the most pathetic excuse, and I think neither one of them, Tati or Jeffree Star, don't care whose side you're on, that's a really lame excuse, and it just isn't good enough. And then randomly, in the middle of the video, Jeffree starts to... he basically just throws in the Black Lives Matter movement. The entirety of the video has nothing to do with that. And even if the Jeffree Star stans wanted to defend him on bringing attention to a subject that does need attention brought to it, no one's saying that it doesn't, but if he feels that passionately about actual problems, then why didn't he put any links in the description box so that his listeners, viewers, subscribers, stans could click on those links and help with this situation. Like 11 million people would have heard him talk about it, but he didn't provide anything useful, and yet he's saying, why are we gassed up on all of this social media beauty drama when there's actual problems? Well, Jeffree, if there's actual problems and you want to draw attention to those so that people aren't focused on you, why don't you do something about it and bring your stands together and direct them to these links so that we can do something about this kind of terrible behaviour that's going on in the world? Because it's true, these are actual problems. The Black Lives Matter movement is an actual problem, and it's a much bigger problem than Jeffree Star's bloody drama. But it comes across as though he was just using it as a way to deflect from his own drama, because what he has caused is now backfiring on him. So I just don't think he should have mentioned the Black Lives Matter movement, because it just doesn't come across good on him. And something else that he shouldn't have done is to plug his own brand at the end of the video. Like, if there's a way to make money, Jeffree Star will find it. What is this? Is this an apology video? Is this you acknowledging that you've made mistakes, but you're still going to plug yourself at the end and your brand? Again, that's just something that he shouldn't have done. He used it as an opportunity to plug his brand and plug the fact that he's going to be releasing whatever the hell it is that he's going to be releasing in August. No one cares. Like, why have you used this video to plug your brand when you're supposed to be self-reflecting? Overall, I just don't think it was a good video, but it's Jeffree Star and his brand will continue. He's still a multi-millionaire. Yes, he's lost a lot of subscribers on his YouTube channel, but there's still millions upon millions upon millions of people who are still subscribed to him, who are still going to watch his videos. He's still going to get his ad revenue cents. He's plugged his brand. His stands are still going to go out and buy his products. People are talking about him right now. It's not great, but then they'll move on and the next drama will occur, and then the next apology video will occur, and Jeffree, I think, will get away with this relatively unscathed, I think. So kind of makes you wonder, was any of this even worth it? Was trying to pull James Charles down in such a horrific way worth it? I guess the answer to that would be no, because whatever the reason for wanting to drag James Charles down, it hasn't worked, because if anything, he's come out stronger and better than before, and actually has shown quite a lot of growth, I feel, and has become quite a lot more likeable, I think. And it's backfiring more so on Tati, Shane and Jeffree Star. Shane has probably been delivered the biggest blow on this, but that is accumulated with other things that he has also done in the past, which is backfiring just all at once. But no, I think they'll just carry on. I think this is just a hiccup in all of their careers, and then they'll probably just carry on and get away with it, and their stands will continue, and that will be that.